I found out about Murphy's Laws, I was like, sixth grade, fifth or sixth grade. Fucking hell. There was a TV show about some kind of a journalist woman called Murphy, right? She's some kind of a blonde woman. She was kind of old. So, and I don't know, one of the episodes something was mentioned about Murphy's Laws, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And like, as a kid, I found out like that there's like a book and there's like these laws, and it's like if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. If something can break, it will find a way to break. And I'm like, I can't understand. I can't see the value. I'm like, what kind of a pessimist asshole wrote all these laws where it's like that you gotta always think that if something is gonna be the wrong way, it's gonna be 100% is gonna go, everything's gonna go the wrong way. I mean, that just sounds depressing, right? However, growing up in Bulgaria, it's you start to see the law, not the law, the light. You start to see the light that if you just look at these laws without worrying about getting depressed, you just like, read them and be like, I can actually use this as a life hack, as a cheat, to make sure nothing goes wrong. Okay, and you start to see like these little, it's like the Matrix. You start to see things that other people don't see, bro, right? So for example, if you know that Bulgarians are retarded and they're just fucking crazy, annoying fucking pieces of shit. So if you don't let them talk to you, they're not gonna be able to ruin your day. You find out, if I had an invisibility cloak, people are not gonna see me, they're not gonna come talk to me, right? So one of the, people wish they have the power to fly. I mean, that is pretty cool, but the power to be invisible, dude, you can knock out people, you can fucking, nobody's gonna come talk to you. You just gotta watch out to not get run over, right? But man, the power to be invisible would be fucking amazing. Just imagine, you can walk around invisible, and you can choose to knock out anybody at any time, and there's no camera, there's nobody who's gonna arrest you, who's gonna do somebody knocked me out. It's not on camera, and no one is like looking for an invisible guy, But if there's like I don't know if it was a CIA book, but some kind of a book about how to be like, it's like a weird guy on how to be invisible. In the sense that nobody notices like poor workers. So if you're dressed in a jacket like some kind of a construction worker, garbage picker, street worker, gardener, if you're dressed like just like in jeans, some kind of a orange jacket, one of these working jackets that like glows in the dark, and you just have some kind of a beard, and you have like a hard hat, whatever, any type of baseball cap, people don't want to look at you. People don't want to remember your face. Nobody's like looking at you. Nobody's like, oh, let me, I want to remember his face, let me look at it. No, you've probably seen it. Okay, so nobody remembers the face of the passing workers. we consider them like gypsies, or like, it's some fucking guy. I don't want to fucking look at him, you know. So frankly, that is the perfect disguise, by the way. Okay. It doesn't make sense that the dressing like in a bright orange reflecting vest would be make you invisible, but it kind of does. So some kind of a work jacket, like a stolen company work jacket, you know, like the sugar factory, you know, jackets like Concilione, the local sugar factory, you know, jacket. Anyway, what was I talking about? You learn these laws that blah 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 blah. If you start finding solutions to them, then you can really fix a lot about life. You know, you can avoid a lot of problems. You know, so you know, the great comedian Sam Hyde, he once said, catastrophe avoidance. What does it mean? It means like, don't worry about little problems. Worry about, in life you're going to have a few times where like a big catastrophe can happen. If you learn to avoid the big catastrophes in life, you're going to be very well. Like, you gotta be able to see them, and you gotta be able to just avoid these moments where everything can go wrong and it can be like brutal. It's not like a little mistake, it's like a catastrophe, like you end up in the hospital. So, and he says, you know, as an example, if your friend wants to drive your car, or if you're in a car with a friend, he says, hey, watch me do a wheelie, watch me fly from this turn. We're gonna jump with the car. And you should just be like, no, you know, let me get out of the car, and you can like go, you know, wreck your body. It's like, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. You're in a car with a friend, and he's driving, and he goes, hey, watch me do a stunt. Hey, let's do a stunt. And he speeds up to kind of fly through a little bump to try to get some air. Hey, watch me get some air. And he loses control, and the car fucking flips around, and you both of you are in the hospital. You know, and you gotta ask, is your friend a stunt driver? Does he have any experience with actually handling a car under, you know, big loads of pressure? Because it's always that a 21-year-old kid goes, hey, well, let's get some air, bro. Let's speed up here. It's never that like a grown guy working as a lawyer, or, you know, goes, hey, let's go speed up, you know, or it's not like a fucking proper track. Let's just fucking fly, bro. So these moments, you know, as soon as your friend says, hey, let's get some air, bro, you know, you're 21, he's 21, and next moment you're in the hospital. Or you married the wrong girl, no prenup, catastrophe, she divorce rapes you, right? You get the wrong woman pregnant, you decide to go to a war, you decide to go to the ghetto to get some drugs. You know, you're hanging at home, it's like a nice quiet party, right? You're hanging at home, and you're like, hey, let me One guy goes, "Hey, let's go to this new little disco, this little nightclub that's located right in the ghetto, right where dangerous drug dealers and black people are, and let's go check it out." It's like, no, maybe we don't need to go to the ghetto at 3 a.m. to see the new nightclub where they sell drugs. Maybe we just have a glass of wine. Anyway, so the lesson from Sam Hyde is learn that these things can happen, right? Learn that these catastrophes can happen and just avoid them, right? If you see that some guy is driving drunk on the road, he's like kind of swerving around, I'm not gonna drive next to him. I'm gonna oh shit, I'm gonna pull over. I don't want to drive next to you, you know? Anyway, so we learn about catastrophes. But what about my lessons? Well, what about Murphy's laws, where it's like we really start to avoid people now. And well, you have to understand that just because we're talking about problems, it doesn't mean it's like depressing. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that, oh, we should just focus on the happy stuff. So you should never tell your child about pedophiles because it might depress the child. It's like, no, we gotta talk about this. If somebody offers you a kitty if you come with him, you shouldn't go with him. If somebody offers you candy to go with him, you shouldn't go to him because there's fucking pedophiles. Okay, so if you're some American that's, I don't want to know about this, it's depressing, well, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, okay? Nobody's telling you to get depressed all the time. We're just saying we gotta talk about the problem. And you're gonna be like, oh man, that's horrible. And then 5 minutes later, you're gonna be fine, but we kind of gave you a hint. You got temporarily sad for 5 minutes to find out that pedophiles exist, but now you know to not get fooled by pedophiles. Oh shit. So, the modern Westerner, the modern American, he's very everybody's trying to keep you positive while they're fucking you in the ass. Okay? Everybody's with a smile, everybody's very positive. Meanwhile, they're trying to abuse and screw you over. So you live in this fake world where everybody's trying to just be nice, just take it in the ass. It's not so bad. And it's not even funny. It's not even funny. The HR with a smile. Hey, I'm gonna need you to stay 1 hour for free to work from now on. You wanna be positive, don't you? It's a good thing. But she doesn't have to stay 1 hour extra for free, right? So, everybody's looking to abuse people, mate. And the little fucking loophole is, as long as they do it with a smile, you want to be feeling nice, you want to have a smile, you want to be entertained, and you're being entertained, meanwhile somebody's working on fucking you in the ass, right? So when I wrote my book, every chapter starts, with a problem. We're talking about a problem. Okay, people are fucked up. How do we avoid people? We're talking about problems. So this is fucked up, that is fucked up, man, this is horrible. How can we fix that? But if you're some woman and you're just like opening the book and you read a little, it's like, oh, this is depressing, fuck this book, so you stop reading. So you don't get to read enough to realize that, yeah, we're talking about problems. At the beginning it sounds like depressing, but the book is not meant to be depressing. It's meant to be you know, it's meant to find solutions so you don't get depressed, you know. So it's meant to be a positive book, but sometimes the way I talk, the way I write, I very like, I start venting, you know, and you start to feel this like bad energy. So my friend from YouTube, Chad TI, you know, he was reading my book. He emails me, he says, man, some of these book is very nihilistic. He says, I don't know what happened to you. And he says, you know, I used to be like that, but you know, he wants to say that nowadays he's like happier, more positive person. Which I don't know what to tell you, but like I got concerned because if he tells me my book sounds depressing, if this is the reaction, this is not nice. It means like people would think that the book is nihilistic, that the people will get depressed and they'll stop reading the book, you know. And I'm like, I don't want the book to sound depressing, but I need you to understand, so I need to explain things, you know, why people are annoying. But yet I say, I don't mean all people. If you live in a nice place, if you live in like Switzerland, if you live in a small Italian town, it's like, you have no reason to avoid people. You live in a nice place, everybody's friendly. You live in some village in the Alps, everybody's nice, everybody's friendly. There's no people to annoy you, so there's no reason to worry or find ways to avoid people. But if you live in a city, if you live in like a fucking retards, basically, you gotta start getting smart because people are fucking annoying, you know. And I'll give you an example. Another friend proved me right because he lives in America. He has a house, but like the boomer neighbors are fucking annoying. It's like he would walk his dog with a skateboard. You know, some boomer will always say, who's walking who? You know, which, it's like, if it was me, I wouldn't like take it like you know, like angry. But I understand him because Bulgarians are the same way. And when you're living with that, and they all say the same dumb shit. And you know, like if you talk to them, they will say some dumb shit to insult you without even thinking about it. And then it's like, it's just gonna ruin your day. At some point you say, you know what, I don't want my day ruined. I don't want to get pissed off today. If you piss me off, I'm gonna piss you off. And you learn, you know, since certain people, as soon as you see them, you know, like that person is not gonna say anything nice to improve my day. That person is a retard. The only thing he can do if he talks to me is piss me off. And you just like, you know, you take a few meters back, you turn around and it's like, no, don't come talking to me. Don't make eye contact. You know, you're, you know, and people already do it. You know, people stay away from the ghetto because they know when we see a gypsy kid, we know the gypsy kid is not going to do something amazing to like brighten our day. The gypsy kid is going to come begging, okay? So we learn certain people, you just gotta avoid them, and you find out that you never gain any wisdom from fucking old people, from boomers. You never gain like a good advice, or like wow, I'm so happy that man talked to me today. I learned something amazing. It's like, no, you're not going to learn something amazing from a boomer in a fucking Soviet country. Old boomers walking on, you think he's gonna be a Ray Bradbury or something? So you start to realize, wait a minute, if I avoid boomers and I avoid weird looking people, like, people who appear to be drunk, people who appear to be just like fucking weirdos, if I avoid older women, Karens, like women over 25, if I avoid women over 30, they're pissed off, they're fucking pissed off, If I just hang around like, just like nice looking young people, it's like, oh shit, there's nobody to say something dumb. There's nobody to get in the elevator with you and try to talk and say something dumb, because like you realize how dumb people are. They try to befriend you. Let's say your neighbors, they try to befriend you. Then they start like, hey, why don't you got a job yet? Or they start judging you. Hey, you're too thin. You're too fat. And it's like, you know what? If you never let that person be your friend, if you never broke that, like, don't talk to me, it's weird, we don't know each other, then they're not gonna get comfortable to fucking annoy you. So you just like, don't let them talk to you. If you don't let them talk to you, they can go fucking die alone, And another thing I found out is like simply removing yourself, simply not allowing them to get attention from you. These people, they're suffering, they're dying like from cancer, bro. Okay? Like, I am not joking. You can see the brain drain. As soon as the bright, nice people go away, they go work in another country, or they move to live outside of town, all the retards accumulate, and they're getting into fights with each other, they're annoying each other, and it just becomes like a fucking hell, and they're all suffering. Like, everybody wants somebody to abuse, but there's nobody to take it. There's nobody to listen to your bullshit. If you're a boomer, you're lonely, you want somebody to listen to you, there's nobody to listen to you, right? Nobody to tolerate your bullshit, right? And like, you see these women on TikTok. These women, they're always complaining. No, I can't find a good man. I can't find a good man to date me, to marry. Where's all the good men at? Where's all the good men at? It's like, if you are complaining that you can't find a good man and you're already like 30 plus, like, you've been through the whole phase in your 20s where you're like a beautiful, hot young woman, and you couldn't get a man to stick with you, and now you're 30s, you're complaining you can't find a good man. That means very bad. It means all the good men got married, they found a wife, they got to live away from the city, and you're stuck with the rest of the horrible women, basically, Now, of course, that there's exceptions, there's like a very great woman and she just can't find a nice man because they're all, rednecks, white trash. So if you're like a very nice, bright woman, you're not gonna want to like live with them. So there are exceptions, but usually, you know, you can see that it's always the losers complaining. It's always the losers complaining. Okay? So women who say, where's all the good men at? It's like, she can't get a guy to want to hang with her, to want to watch a movie, to live with her. So that means she's horrible. You know, that means she seduced a couple of guys, she offered sex, and they're like, no, I don't want to stay, I don't want to keep dating you. So that means there's a fucking problem. There's something very wrong in there, bro. You know? Because a lot of guys, there's like tons of guys who are pretty good looking, okay, you know, tall enough. They got some job that they're very nice. They want to marry you. They want to live with you. They want to have a life. They're not just looking for sex. They actually want to actually be with somebody. And you went around and you didn't like any of these guys. And you slept with some men and they didn't want to stay with you. And you're like, you know. So it's always the losers complaining, the ones who can't get any, you know. So I used to complain that I can't find a girlfriend, but that was in my 20s. In my mid-20s, you know, I used to complain, I can't find anybody to love me. And I wasn't like, I was ready to offer like a lot. But yet I wasn't like developed, you know. And with time, you know, I started to do things that, like, you know, I like myself, respect myself. And man, just looking back, just looking back on my life, it's been a constant fucking battle. Like, as soon as I get work, there's somebody being a problem. There's somebody being a fucking problem. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, wow. You can't, like, it's hard to just have harmony. It's hard. It's impossible for Bulgarians to have harmony. They gotta say something dumb. They gotta do something dumb. You can't just, like, you know, live and, you know, they're walking their dog in the park and you are working out, everybody's happy. No, we can't have harmony. And I prophesized in my book that in the future, and I mean pretty much now, people are going to start forming these little communes, and they kind of already are, where it's like a Discord friend groups, and we're going to start making like a close societies, you know, little culture. It's like it's like a biker club, it's like a boys club, and we know that we're all cool. We know there's a brotherhood. We know, we got each other's backs, and we're not gonna like bully each other, and we're just, you know, just people who like each other, and we're looking out for each other, you know, a safe space. The problem is, society likes to make fun of this. Women are gonna say, you need a safe space. How come you're not hanging with society? How come you're not? You boys need a safe space. That's an echo chamber. You can't have that. You can't have that. So women, they're allowed to have their little book clubs. They're allowed to have their little friend group, friend circle, book club, and you're not allowed to make fun of them. Like, you're not gonna say anything. But as soon as people in society, the losers, as soon as the losers see that you have like a little friend circle and they can't join, and they're like, "Oh, you losers, you know, how come you're being gay? How come your little support group?" They're gonna try to insult you. It's like, no, we have this because normies suck so much that they're unbearable. We don't want to be around them. So just like in The Sims, you have a social need. You have like a social meter. So you gotta, you want to interact, you want to talk with people, or you're gonna go insane, right? You're not gonna go insane, but it's nice to hang with some friends. It makes it's like an exercise for your brain, right? You're learning from other people. You're seeing their experiences, right? So we pretty much learned that you can just have like a few friends. I mean, men have been doing this for many years. Men have been doing this, I mean, since forever, in the old days, in the medieval ages. Guys would gather at the pub, at the tavern. Friends would gather at the tavern and they would just, talk to each other. And people would avoid talking to strangers because you don't trust strangers, I mean, you go out in public and you see me and you're like, "Oh, wow, this looks like a nice guy." Well, I turn out to be a Ripley's stalker. I make jokes about kidnapping her. So that's what happens when you talk to strangers. You come see me at the park. "Oh, wow, this guy is working out. He's a nice..." No, I am, every night I make jokes about kidnapping Ripley, and I'm very nasty about it, So that's why you don't talk to strangers. And you would see this pattern. You would see this pattern ever since forever. People would gather after work and they would talk to their friends and they would talk to their family, and they don't generally talk to strangers. Right? And the problem is the government doesn't like people, little groups that they don't control. So they make these societies. They make biker gangs and Freemasons and all these societies where they get to control you. They get to make sure you're not a bad guy. They make sure you're not planning something bad as a group. So they gotta control all the groups, make sure men don't form their own little secret societies where they can be doing stuff for themselves that's like not in the government's interest, right? So if you and a few friends have a group, you can give each other jobs, the good old boy network. You can use your money to do like big things, but the government doesn't like that. So they always like, if you want to make your own little biker gang, everybody's gonna try to lure you to join one of the bigger gangs, and they're all controlled by the CIA or the FBI. It's always, you're somebody's bitch. You're never like an equal group where there's some sort of equality, It's always an asshole on top. It's always the FBI, the CIA, some rich asshole. And women, they are the mouth of the government, the mouth of the rich. So women are very easy to come shame you. They will come shame you for all sorts of things. How come you have a friend group? How come you have like a support group? That's gay. You should go hang with the normies. You only have 3 friends. You should go hang with the normies. And it's like, no, if I go hang with the normies, I'm gonna get into a knife fight, you know. Like, let's say you bring 2 or 3 friends over, and you're just having some drinks, and you're just talking about philosophy. You're just talking about life, you know. Nobody's like breaking things, you know. You're just like sophisticated people. Or you can go hang at the nightclub and get into a knife fight with strangers. You know, nobody ever says to rich people, hey, why don't you go sign your kid to a public school in the ghetto so he can get his skull cracked by the black kids, you know. Hey, you, the rich person, why don't you stop hanging at the golf course and the country club, and you come hang with at some dangerous pub, you know, where all the construction workers get drunk and get into fights, and sign your kid to public school so he can be bullied, you know, and get fucked up, and, you know, your kid will never recover, you know. Your kid is gonna get beaten up by girls. They're gonna spit on him. It's like nobody ever says this to rich people, but, you know, as soon as you try to pull some smart move, normies notice. Normies are always, they're like the eyes of the order, the eyes of the normie order. Your neighbors are gonna notice, how come this guy is not talking to me? How come this guy is not talking to anybody? He's weird. He's not like us, he's weird. Let's kill him. So you come up with these smart solutions. You pretend to be friendly, but you're just always busy. Super busy right now. I'm always busy, right? So if you have neighbors and you decide that they're fucking annoying, that you don't want to talk with them, you don't want them talking to you. You have some neighbors, you have like weird people in the park. Always be moving. Always be moving. Always be moving, in motion. And anybody tries to talk to you, you start walking in the other direction. Oh shit, I forgot something. Oh shit, I gotta go. Oh snap. Turns out I forgot something, I gotta go. You know. And you'd say, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to get into an argument with the person. It's like, no, just fucking, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Okay? I would legit, if I'm doing a workout, right? I'm doing a workout, and I'm not finished. I'm like 80% in or 30% in. 70% in. And like some neighbor comes like, hey neighbor, let me talk to you. And it's like, I don't like him, let's say. I don't know him. I would legitimately just say, oh shit, I gotta go, man. You just pretend like I remembered something. Oh shit, I gotta go. And like, I put my stuff in the bag and I just fucking go. Oh shit, man. Super busy, I gotta go. I forgot I gotta go buy something. Oh shit. I forgot to buy cheese. Oh shit. Gotta go, man. Super busy. Bye. everybody is retarded, and let me ask you something. Am I saying something negative? If you have a weird guy coming to talk to you, should you just like take it? Like if I'm super creepy and I come talking to you, should you just like stay and talk to me, or you're gonna be negative? So am I saying something bad? Am I saying it's negative to like not want to talk to me? So I can be super creepy just because I'm a little woozy. I'm like a weird comedian, right? So if you're a woman and you are trying to read a book in the park, and I come over, I'm like, hey, what you doing? How's the weather? Are you gonna entertain me? You're gonna be like, talking to me, giving me attention, because it's rude to go away. It's rude. You gotta stay and have this uncomfortable conversation with a super creepy guy that might kidnap you. Or you're gonna be rude if you decide to say, hey, I gotta go, bye. That's gonna be rude, so you gotta allow me to kiss you on the mouth, or it's gonna be rude, right? You don't wanna be negative. Just allow random creepy guys to come talk to you in the park, and you gotta take it. You gotta stay there and listen to my bullshit, right? So I start talking, hey, I was planning to kidnap Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna, put her in a minivan. That's funny, right? It's like, no, you don't want to listen to my bullshit. I'm fucking mentally ill. You're just gonna go away. It's just like, nope, don't talk to me, crazy man. Leave me alone. So you see, if you're a woman, there's actually nothing negative, nothing depressing about just not wanting certain people to talk to you, right? Is there something wrong with that? If I look creepy to you, should you be forced to listen to my bullshit? You feel that I'm creepy, like I'm not gonna make you listen to my bullshit. You have, you live in a democracy, So, if, basically there's nothing wrong with avoiding fucking weirdos, trying to talk to you. Shit like that. What else can I say? I'm gonna have to like change a few words in my book, try to make it like a little bit more positive sounding, so women cannot get turned away, so they can understand that this book is supposed to help you, it's supposed to teach you, not like make you depressed, okay? So, what else was I going to talk about? You just learn these things, like, oh shit, my wife significantly improves if I kind of start to judge people and kind of start to filter. You start to filter the people that you get to talk to, right? Like, I'm not gonna go where everybody's going to grocery shop. I'm not gonna go with the crowd, because people are crazy nowadays, I'm not gonna go hang at the shitty places with drunks. I'm gonna go where it's nice, And if you're like me, you're just gonna go in a fucking quiet place with no people, and somebody comes annoying you, somebody's like drunk coming to annoy you, at least there's nobody to see what I'm gonna do to you, right? Because people they like to play stupid, but you can see it in their eyes that they know if they come annoy you at like between the blocks in a public space, that there's other people. So if you decide to beat them up, They know you're gonna be afraid to not go to jail, but if you're standing in the middle of nowhere, like let's say you go to the train station. So I decide to go have a peaceful moment at like some like super abandoned place near the train station, near the train tracks, where there's like nobody goes there. It's nothing. It's just a fucking empty area. It's like super creepy. There's like some old cranes, you know. So if you just see me there standing with my black SUV, and I'm just standing there, and I'm alone, just a guy in the middle of nowhere. No matter how crazy you are, if you come to annoy me, you're gonna be afraid of me, because you know, if I go try to fuck with that guy, he's standing alone in the middle of nowhere. That's not probably some guy I wanna annoy. Okay? That's probably not some guy that I wanna go fuck with, because he's in the middle of nowhere, and if he manages to beat me up, he can kill me, and that there's no police, there's no witnesses. So people who like to be crazy, who have like a big mouth, trust me, they're not gonna come in the middle of nowhere to try to annoy you. They're smart enough to be afraid, you know. You know. So I don't know what else to tell you, mate. Like sometimes I think about, should I make myself scary? Should I get like a face tattoo? Should I don't know. I think I gotta start saying to people that I have like AIDS or something. It's, hey, I gotta start telling them, hey, I have HIV, my body's infectious. Just stay away from me, man. I don't wanna infect you. You know, just start pretending to be like fucking infectious. Like I have a rash. I have a rash. I think that I should just get like a syringe. You just get like a syringe, and just like, if somebody like comes to talk to me, I just get my syringe out, and I just start playing with a syringe in my hand. I'm like, you know what this is? Wanna see my syringe? Hey, you wanna see my syringe with strange liquid? You wanna know what this is? It's crazy, bro. You wanna see my syringe? Just make these fucking freaks leave you alone, bro. Like, don't try to talk to me. Fuck off, you know. And this guy's playing with syringes. just fucking imagine like Ripley's like trying to read a book in a park. You know, she's just like a sophisticated woman trying to enjoy a nice afternoon, and here come I. Here I am, just walking, and just come next to her. Hey, wanna see a syringe? Check out my syringe. She's gonna spray me with one of these like mace, you know, bear mace spray. Oh, hey, wanna see my syringe? Anyway, I gotta go work out. It's finally sunny outside. Have a great fucking day.